Well, this is Motley Crue at their absolute finest for me. I mean, I do love Dr. Feelgood, which we've done in a different video, but this one, Girls, 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 is the epitome of a kind of snaky guitar line with loads of parallel force in there. Really, really next level difficult to play though. It sounds quite straightforward when you're listening to the track, but once you work out that you're sliding around with your first finger and these bits, it all gets very, very technical and very complicated, but I've broken it down for you in this lesson here. If you've ever struggled to play this track, I think this will really help you out with this lesson. So do subscribe if you're a Motley Crue fan, and let's kick into it now. This is Girls, 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 and we'll start with the very beginning intro section. So there's two options once the motorbike sound effect has happened a couple of times. First thing to mention, as is usually the case with Motley Crue, we're in D tuning. So it's a standard tuning in the sense that all the notes are spaced in the same way, but everything is a step down. So your guitar should, instead of sounding like it's in E, it should sound like it's in D. That's the first thing. Motley Crue do that for most of their tracks. When we're on the intro here, you can either do a bar chord. I'll call it a G, even though it's technically an F, because it's easier to just talk in standard tuning terms. So it's a G chord on the 3rd fret. 4 of those. With a bit of whammy bar action. Or you can use the thumb, which I've seen Mick do in a live video. It sounds a bit more hollow. The other thing you can do if you don't have a whammy bar is bend the neck a bit. Just a little bit to kind of drop the pitch there. And also I've seen that there's a harmonic option, which Mick does in a live situation. So you can achieve that with the 5th frets lightly pressed on the D and G string. Of course, they're not the D and G string in this instance. They're tuned down at a full step, but anyway, you know what I mean, these two here. So that's the intro section. Those are your various options. Let's dive in now, though, to where it gets really interesting. The main riff, the first time it comes round. So I mentioned there's lots of parallel force. There's lots of unusual choices here. You're starting off on the 5th fret on the, I'm going to call it the standard string names, the A and D string. And you slide with those two. Then you play 2 open strings, the E and the A. So, and then you're jumping into a power chord shape on the 2nd fret. And that's all one movement. So you do power chord slide, then take it all off with a pull off. Then you're going to change to this E major shape. So the way that you do this next bit is just the bottom 2 notes, and then the top 2 strings which are opens, and then you crush your hand, and then do a dead set of notes. So once again that bit. So let's take it back to the beginning and run it through again. Slide. This is the hardest bit. You're going from that power chord straight up to the 1st finger again. So really that's the hardest bit of this riff, is the constant return to those 5th frets with the 1st finger. So I'll run you through from the beginning, just see if you can follow along with the tab here. So slides, opens, power chord, all of that releases. E major, and the way that Mick does this bit, just coming into bar 14, he does this E chord with the 1st fingers, but he forgets the bottom string, so, and then 2nd and 4th finger. So that's unusual, isn't it? it through fully. I'm going to take it all the way back to the beginning here, and I'm going to take it slowly now so that you get the gist of what we're doing here. So this one is, so from the beginning, slides. So just land on this. And the turnaround there in bar 18 is different to how we've had it before. There's an extra note because you get... Because we're going back to being on the beats at the start of verse 1, which is a lovely little bit of rhythmic difference, but also catches me out every single time. That's the intro section to Girls, Girls, Girls. We've got to stop there because it's really difficult. It took me an age to be able to nail it down. But once you've got the hang of the... those little movements there, you'll find it starts to fall into place. So thanks for watching this part 1. We're going to go on to part 2, which is the verse. That's on the way next, but do subscribe if you're a fan of Mötley Crüe, like I clearly am, and we'll see you next time.